What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Tech 4K. Today I wanted to give my initial impressions of the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2, which is Samsung's latest fitness-centric watch. It was released last fall, so could be due for an update soon. I've never been a Samsung fan. The only Samsung phone I've ever used was the Captivate way back in the day, and I generally don't care for their humongous phones, Android tweaks and bloatware, or Bixby. However, Samsung does typically release really compelling hardware designs, even if their phones are typically too big for my personal preferences. The Galaxy Watch Active 2 is no exception to this. This is the 40mm version, which paired with its streamlined and smooth chassis makes for a very sleek device. The Galaxy Watch Active 2 has two physical buttons on its side. The larger button is a back button that brings you back to the time face from wherever you are in the OS. Below this is a smaller button. Pressing this button once brings up the app selector, and if double press will activate Bixby, which is Samsung's cut-rate version of Siri. I know it's trendy to hate on Bixby, but in my testing, it does typically get the basics like weather, sports scores, playing a specific song on Spotify correct. Moving on to the Galaxy Watch Active 2's screen. It's pretty great. It sports a 1.4-inch 360 by 360 screen, which is good for 364 pixels per inch. It's honestly nearly impossible for me to make out any individual pixels, giving it the retina look. I put this screen in the same league as the Apple Watch 5, which comes in at 326 ppi. The screen does have an always-on option, but I haven't tested it out yet, opting for a longer battery life. I've been getting excellent battery life from my Galaxy Watch Active 2, up to 3 days. The watch comes with a wireless charger, which is very similar to the Apple Watch and many Wear OS watches. You can go from near zero to a full charge in around 2 hours with the wireless charger. The Galaxy Watch Active 2 runs on Samsung's Tizen OS with what it calls the One UI. To be honest, I fully expected to hate this OS and UI, but it's honestly really well done. Is it as feature-laden as Watch OS? Not a chance, but it definitely holds its own against Google's Wear OS, and it destroys Fitbit's OS. The watch has a touch-sensitive bezel meant to be used as a virtual dial of sorts, replacing the moving bezel of previous Samsung watches. I personally found the haptic feedback of the dial to be very satisfying, however I know many other reviewers did not. In terms of how the One UI is to use, it's very responsive. Swiping through watch faces, opening apps, it's all generally very speedy, however you will encounter a few hiccups here or there. The general way that you get around is by swiping left or right on the home screen, aka the watch face. Swipe left to see your notifications, swipe right to cycle through various widgets like the weather widget, a fitness widget, Spotify widget, etc. App support isn't great, but I suspect one key app that you're all interested in is Spotify, and it's there. It's a great Spotify implementation too. It's pretty fast. You can download playlists directly to the watch, straight from the watch app, which is very cool. This lets you go for a jog without your phone while still having your music available. The watch has a speaker too, and it's actually not terrible. The built-in watch faces are just okay. I'm consistently shocked at how terrible non-Apple Watch OEMs are at designing watch faces. This seems like it should be the easiest part of the watch design to tackle, just hire some great designers. There are 2 or 3 here that are somewhat Apple Watch-esque and not terrible, but I really think there's an opportunity to improve the amount and quality of watch faces available for this watch. The Galaxy Watch Active 2 will automatically track things like step count, but you can also auto-detect a number of other workout types. It's got built-in GPS that you can enable as well to geomap all of your walks, jogs, and runs. There's a built-in ECG, heart rate monitoring, mindfulness, sleep tracking, and blood pressure monitoring. All of this data syncs to Samsung Health, which is actually a pretty good app. There are a few annoying things about this watch. Since support for this watch isn't built into the vanilla Android, you're required to install a handful of Samsung apps to make the whole cohesive phone watch experience a good one. These apps include the Galaxy Wearable app, Samsung Health, and a service that runs in the background. One other thing that I found slightly annoying was that if you don't use the always-on screen, sometimes the watch just doesn't light up when you raise your wrist. This is honestly a great watch, all things considered. If you're like me and mainly wanted a small lightweight watch with decent app support, a great screen, respectable battery life, onboard storage for music, this is really a great option out there right now, especially for Android users. iPhone users, you should probably just pass on this one and get an Apple Watch instead. I've decided that my channel needs a thing to help make it stand out from the rest of the other tech YouTube channels out there, so I'm going to start giving every product that I review a numerical score on a scale of 1 to 10, not unlike a Pitchfork review. So with that, the first Tech 4K review score is going to be a 7.2 to the Galaxy Watch Active 2. Thanks for watching guys. Let me know in the comments what you want me to make a video about next. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and that's it for now. See you in the next one.